You've reached the office of Chief of Airport Police. We are currently unavailable to accept your call. If this is an emergency, please dial 424-646-6100. Otherwise, your call will be returned when we return. Thank you for calling.
Hi. My name is Aaron Fanning. I'm autistic and I'm disabled. I have PTSD and I'm struggling. I need to take some accountability here, please. Um, I, I've found myself in not a great situation that's been very scary. I'm supposed to be involved with programs that help me to make sure that I don't cause any burden or any trouble. And I have frankly been very, very scared for this last year. I want to take accountability for grew up in an unhealthy environment and I'm trying to get help with that. I don't know how to express and ask for help. And I don't know any other way but to get assertive. And I want to thank your department actually, because I got in contact with Geraldo in Internal Affairs, and at least I feel like my concerns are being addressed. I don't, not trying to cause any problems for anybody else. I'm just trying to make sure that I was heard fairly, and that I had actually tried to proactively try to develop a healthy relationship with law enforcement after being scared for so long. And I'm grateful that I ended up getting in, I got involved with a new social services agency, and hopefully I'll be able to, if everything else works out, I'll be able to be removed from around here like I've been wanting for a year. I don't want to cause problems. I don't know why everything got so bad and escalated like this, and I've been abandoned. But it doesn't justify or excuse my upset or behavior. It's part of my condition, and I'm been proactively trying to have stuff, have help. It's not a mental health issue. Um, uh, grew up in Scientology. I just am struggling, and I'm supposed to make sure that I was in social services appropriately so that things didn't get this bad. Um, and I was proactive in that. So I do want to thank you and your department's help for getting and responding to me. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. If anybody would like to contact me, my phone number is August 5th at 8:03 a.m. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Calling public relations. Yeah, hi, sir. I'm sorry. I was actually trying to call public, LAWA public. I apologize. I'm autistic. I needed to take some account. I apologize. I need to take some accountability. And I want to thank your department. Um, Last month I called because I've been struggling. Not I'm supposed to have like social services here in Venice, and things have gotten very confusing and overwhelming for me in this last year. I proactively tried to address stuff, and things got confused with whatever happened with custody of paperwork. I don't want any problems with any officers. I do want to thank you guys for actually even having called me back, and directing me to internal affairs again. And the officer there, I believe she's helping me out. I don't understand any of this process. It's really overwhelming, but she was receptive and respectful and had a long conversation with me, and has interacted. But I wanted to make sure that I called. I also called the other number that I had left a message with, because part of my problem is the reason I don't have people don't understand why I don't have a family. But I grew up in Scientology, so for me, like looking for help for being autistic and acknowledging that there's some things that I need to work on causes me to be disconnected. Okay, and so like I can't, and it causes conflict where I don't have that family relation. So part of me growing up in that though from birth was I don't know how to ask for help. Literally, because that's something that's trained into us that that means you have failed yourself and you can't do what you're supposed to do. And so that's why I struggle and I get assertive because that's what I'm trained to do. That I'm supposed to be able to tell people that things aren't right. So I really respect you for having called me back and directed me to her. Um, my intention is I don't have any. It's not that I'm trying to even bust an officer. I'm just trying to get safe, and I wasn't in a position to where I had my social services appropriately addressing things. It looks like I managed to get new social workers, I hope, on Friday. I'm getting signed up, I believe, on Thursday, so that I'll be able to better interact and I'll have some support interacting with you guys in the future. But I do want to take accountability, and I don't like I used to be an Eagle Scout. I grew up around here. I'm an Eagle Scout, so I just wanted to make sure I took accountability and was respectful. And thank you very much for. I can't believe. I know you guys are going through a crazy burden, and you guys probably get not a lot of calls of people grateful. So I wanted to make sure that I do take accountability for myself because otherwise you don't get people to call back again in the future. So thank you. All right, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day, sir. Thank you. Bye. Calling Internal Affairs, LAWA, at 8:45, trying to figure out how to do accommodation. Hi, good morning, ma'am. My name is Aaron Fanning. I've spoken to a couple of officers there, and I actually was trying to figure out how I do accommodation. I'm disabled, I'm autistic, and thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Hi, Sergeant Geraldo. Thank you so much, ma'am. I was actually trying to figure out how I do accommodation. This is Aaron Fanning calling. Um, I actually wanted to do partially accommodation for you, but I also, what happened after I spoke with you, I really am grateful. Honestly, super grateful for your time. What ended up happening is I realized that maybe I'm not, maybe, maybe I could try to reach out for some help and in a different in a more appropriate manner, kind of like how I was interacting with you. And I'm really grateful that like it looks like I've found some social services that are going to take over from the people that I was supposed to have. And yeah, and but like I realized like part of you heard how you hear I'm able to interact with you. Part of the thing is I grew up in Scientology and like we're trained to not ask for help and that you're supposed to be assertive. And I realized this morning that part of maybe the reason I have difficulty interacting with officers is because of that. So I did call and I took some accountability. I want to make sure I called the numbers that I had called the day that I spoke with you. I left a message with the chief of police's number, and then I happened to catch one of the officers at the public affairs that had redirected me to you. Um, and to be honest, as scary as things have been for me, again, part of the reason that I wasn't able to engage with you in November is because I'm scared and I don't understand what's going on. My social services kind of failed me at that point. I'm super appreciative and actually, I again, I recognize people call and complain all the time. That's not how you get things fixed or in a direction that you would want things to go. You need to let people know what you want and what's good, and like honestly, I had been terrified. I've been sitting here alone, not feeling like I have anybody to reach, and things are just escalating, going crazy around here. And really grateful for you have being a bigger person than me, and being a great human being, and actually have affording us letting get through that little introduction there to hearing me. but also definitely the public service officers that contacted me. Um, I can't thank you guys enough, because like it literally what I ended up doing, because I've been struggling around here. What I ended up doing is going back to Harper UCLA, where that medical record's from, when they knew something was wrong a year ago, and they were going, whoa, because I had been there in trauma, and then they're the the programs that we're in are supposed to assure that we don't even get as far as what was being accused of me. Like, because we're not supposed to be a burden on the community or anything like that. So if they know things are wrong, they're going to try to help me to get out away from here. And that's what I want to do. I don't want to be a burden on anybody, but I can't thank you enough. And hopefully, I'll be definitely cooperative moving forward with everything. But really, I do respect, the public public engagement officer, or the community officers that repointed me to you. The fact that they called me back is huge. And there are disabled people that, I don't know, it's amazing the burden that you guys are having to try to sort through, and it's scary as sin for people inside that. I know that everybody thinks that we're all just drug addicts and stuff, but there are people that are disabled, and I'm grateful that there are officers there that are able to afford us a second of time and respect and dignity that maybe something's wrong. And honestly, my problem is that I'm this size, and I'm scared, and I don't have anything or anybody to help me to make sure that I'm safe. And that's the only reason that I agreed to be here, because I usually would stay in industrial areas. I was building, monuments and art, and I got in contact with the foundry. And part of my thing is I don't know, because I'm autistic, I don't know how to socially engage with people. And I reached out to them and let them know what was going on, and they've called Adult Protective Services, because it's crazy here. It's crazy. And they know that I'm not a drug addict, and they know that I don't know how to engage with people sometimes. So I took accountability, and I do want to make sure that it is somehow noted. So if it's okay, could I send you an email just kind of documenting that I want to take accountability for that? Not about that, but that your officers went and did what is appropriate, and in a very respectful manner. I mean, I guess it's their job, but it's still got to suck to deal with someone like that. So I super respect helping us get through that, because it's been scary. So thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah, you can send me an email, and anybody that you want to acknowledge in the email, I can forward it to their chain of command. Because, like I said, I'm internal affairs. I do deal with allegations of misconduct, in which I afforded you the opportunity on
For sure.
29
For sure.
to kindly give me the chain of command. And like I told you, there is not a fast process.
I completely respect that, man. I'm not even trying to, I'm not trying to burden you, or even discuss that. Like, honestly, I was calling because this morning, after getting a little bit of constructive movement yesterday, I woke up this morning and I realized that, well, wait a minute. Because I am an accountable person. I want to be respectful. And I realized that, kind of like the way they dealt with me yesterday, we discussed it. We discussed with a trauma outreach, outpatient, program. And because that's really what should have been kind of lined up with originally. And they know that that's kind of what I struggle with. So yeah, no, they're gonna get me. I'm supposed to have case managers and stuff, so I'm not even really supposed to be, because of my condition, I'm not really supposed to be engaging on my own with law enforcement. Nothing against law enforcement, because of it being an extra difficulty on my behalf, and to interact with me unless an officer is able to afford that consideration. And it's not obliged or due. I mean, in the perfect world, sure, but not everybody. The thing that freaks me out the most dealing with officers, I'll be honest with you, is not them dealing with me. Is I'm spooked of what you guys have to deal with and then deal with me. That's what scares me. Because I do respect and understand the burden and all the chaos and upset and stuff. And like even when I go into a station, sometimes I'll try to report or talk to an officer. I'll watch the desk officer just get have someone super aggressive at them or just talking about something that they can't help with, and I just shy away because I know I'm not going to be able to. So thank you guys so much, and that's what my commendation's about. It has nothing to do with what we discussed, other than your service. Actually, it was huge for me to understand that I don't have just a police force that's trying to harm me. That's really kind of something that was important for me to kind of get a little reality on. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, because we try to help you as best we can, but on my end, I deal with, in actuality, I deal with misconduct on our officers, which I'm not too well liked at here because that's what I do. So,
Right.
but yeah, like I said, when I spoke to you the other day, probably try to reach out and find and get a social worker to help you with the other issues that you have
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah. No.
And
For sure. I super appreciate you for that suggestion.
and sometimes as an agency, it might seem like we're not doing, giving you attention that you need. Like internal affairs and our patrol, and then we have COVID, and we have.
No, honestly, you've been tremendous, and unfortunately, it was me being the position that things happened in. That's why things got miscommunication wise for me, and that's why I was really scared because I didn't understand like how am I now dealing with some agents? Why is LAPD? It wasn't you. It was literally that all of a sudden LAPD is going, yeah, we don't know what to do. I'm like, what do you mean? I've been attacked and there's blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And then I get contacted from whom I'm told or it was terrifying, and I didn't understand why my local agency wasn't helping me. And so that's why I needed the social services that I'm getting hooked up with. So I can't thank you enough for the suggestion, and I did follow through with it. And so that's why I was calling. So thank you very much, and I'll get you guys that commendation because it's important that you guys get those. Uh-huh. Awesome. I honestly thank you so much for your time, ma'am. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.